Capricorn, happy October 2017. Last but not least, how you doing? I hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm going to be using the deck I normally do. I was going to switch it up and use the deck I did the mid-month readings with, the Deviant Moon Tarot. Whoop, I'm dropping cards here. But I realized that the Raven's Prophecy I've been using is pretty Halloween. So I'm going to stick with that this month for the orange and black. As you know, I always pre-shuffle because I have a lot to say, a lot I want to get out. I don't want to take up too much of your time, especially not shuffling cards. But I do add a little energy before we get started. So, Capricorn, this is a general read. Check your sun, moon, and rising, as some months those may resonate with you more than others. Again, I hope you're doing fantastic in October. Can't wait for Halloween. I don't know about you, but I love Halloween. Any likes, subscribe, comments are greatly appreciated. If you want a private read, the information is in the description. I am doing this month's read up, face up, because I wanted to kind of pay attention to any patterns, colors, numbers, etc. And I took a seminar on vibrational energy and stuff recently, and it was pretty interesting. So I wanted to do them this way, but I always liked kind of the element of surprise, of flipping them one card at a time and not really knowing what was coming up. That's just me. And I've already had some comments from some of the first reads I've done where they've said they like that too. So I may switch back to the old way unless, you know, you guys say differently. But I really like to know because I'm doing this, you know, for the people who are watching. And so I really like the feedback to see what you guys think. All right, I'm going to pull a theme of the month card as well. So let's do that. And then, like I said, normally, as I tell you, this is for singles and anybody looking to reconcile. Mainly for singles because those tend to be the audience I have, the people who email me, ask questions, ask for private reads, etc. So I definitely cater towards singles and people looking to reconcile, but majority of the reads are going to be about singles. I will bring to the forefront anything else that I see fit. All right, so your theme of the month is temperance. So that's balance. That's about everything in moderation. That's really being kind of at peace and compromising. A lot of compromise. So let's see how that ties into the read. All right, so Capricorn, October 2017, you're coming in as the Hanged Man. So if you're single, this is definitely about self-awareness. This is about sacrifice. So I feel like some of you have been dating on and off, but now you're going to maybe sacrifice your time on something else. You're going to be focusing on dating, but you're going to be focusing on the right kind of dating. You're really figuring out what works best for you. You're not willing to take time away from your kids, take time away from work, take time away from friends, family, anything that's important to you. Maybe you do, you know, some sort of classes, or, you know, maybe you sing, maybe you play in a band, whatever it is. There's definitely something this month that is saying, okay, I am going to make dating a priority, because may also have to do with here in the US, the holidays are coming up and I know people get kind of nostalgic around that time. But this definitely says, Capricorn, that you maybe haven't taken dating seriously, or if you have, you felt kind of like it burnt down, let down, and now you're saying, okay, I haven't really given the energy into it that I want, and then I complain about why I'm not getting what I want, and so this month you're changing it up. But you're not going to be just dating anybody. Even though it is a numbers game, I think you're going to be very selective because you've weeded through you know, tons of people before. You've dealt with disingenuous people. You've dealt with good people that it didn't pan out the way you wanted. So you're only going to sacrifice your time away from other things you enjoy to date if you meet the right people. And I think that's how you're kind of coming into the month. Like, okay, I'll try this again. Or, you know, maybe you've taken a step back, or maybe you've just kind of, you know, like immediately gotten rid of people. Like if you're talking to people online or in meetup groups, you have like this set of red flags. Not that that's a bad thing, because that's kind of what you have to do nowadays, right? It can be a little ridiculous trying to date nowadays. I've been there, done that. And so you're kind of like, all right, when somebody says this, or they talk about this, or they're, you know, talking about the physical after one date or whatever, and if that's not what you're looking for, you're just narrowing it down without, really second guessing yourself. It's almost like you're coming into this month in tune with your own intuition. If you're looking to reconcile, this is also about, I think that you're kind of realizing that you played a bigger role in the breakup than you think. You may not want to hear that. That's just what this is saying, that you may have to sacrifice and say, maybe I expected more than I was giving. Or it could be the opposite. Capricorn, it could be that you sacrificed a lot and now you're saying, hey, I sacrificed a ton for this relationship and, I need to take care of me. So there's a very 50-50 chance here on reconciliation coming into the month because, you're kind of like, hey, either you sacrificed yourself and you're aware of it and you're kind of like, well, I'm not going to do that again. So if we're going to try this again, this has to be a two-way street and you have to come 50-50. Or, your ex is feeling kind of like, hey, and maybe they did. Maybe, they contributed more to the finances or helped out more with kids or whatever your scenario is. This is kind of a two-way street, but we'll see more as we get into the read. The next card you have is going to be the Page of Wands. And this is anything that helps or hinders or challenges your position, but this is internal. And this is a very good card. So if you're single, this tells me somebody may have sparked your curiosity and that's why you're getting back in the dating world. I'm not saying that that person is a person you're necessarily going to be with, but something, it could even just be maybe you lost some weight or you got a new haircut. Or somebody said something to you like, hey, you're quite a catch. How come you're not dating? There's something that motivated you to maybe get back into it. Maybe you, have talked to people and even though maybe it hasn't gotten serious or they haven't been exactly who you wanted, you're meeting people who seem a little more genuine or seem like they actually want to build onto something special. And again, I don't think that this is the person that you're going to meet, that you're going to have a relationship with, but somebody or something definitely motivated you, got your curiosity sparked a little more. Maybe you heard from a friend like, hey, I found this matchmaker and it's not online and it's not meetup groups. And so you're kind of like, okay, I'm going to try a different approach here because I've been seeing the matchmaking things pop up around pretty much all over the US. There's one or two groups now that are doing that type of stuff and it's not online. And from what I understand, it's not meetup groups. It's like a real matchmaker. I don't know how, expensive it is or whatever, but hey, I don't know about you, but I think there should be a lot more ways of meeting people than we have available to us right now because the online dating sucks. And some people may say, hey, it's been great. I've had good experiences and I've had bad experiences. So, to each his own. But there is something here that kind of gave you a little confidence in approaching the dating game again. If you're looking to reconcile, I think that maybe there was, you weren't communicating, or maybe you thought that it was completely over, or maybe you thought they were already seeing somebody else, and something too has sparked your confidence and your curiosity. So you may all of a sudden have gotten communication from them. You may have found out through friends that, hey, no, they're not seeing anybody. No, they still love you. They still care about you. I have this feeling that you kind of felt like all was lost and something triggered you this month to want to watch this, and maybe not even this. Maybe you're watching 10 videos, but something triggered you to think about them. So maybe you're watching videos, maybe you're looking at Facebook, maybe you're looking at Instagram. Something where you had like a defeatist attitude is now, there's some reason that you're approaching this again. Because I think some of you may have already been heading towards, I sacrificed a lot, I'm done, I can't do this. And maybe they've made changes or they've reached out to you. There's something here that makes you a little more interested into what's going on and what your ex is up to, but in a good way. Like, hey, could we possibly get back together? The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past few years, could be 10 years, it could be in your childhood. That's definitely very hard past. I always read this with singles and anybody looking to reconcile because it's usually a lot further past than the person you're looking to reconcile. Although I'm sure there's plenty of people that that person is 10 or 12 years ago. The Three of Swords is all about pain. It's about despair, heartbreak, and pure heartbreak. Like the connection was still throbbing inside of you and you didn't know how to turn it off. That desperation of not being able to breathe, just not being able to want to get out of bed, not being able to motivate yourself to even get up and eat. And, you know, we've all been there. And so some of you, the reason this is coming up this month is to remember those times that you've had that were, you know, kind of heartbreak and despair. But I think that you're reminiscing in it more on the possibility of having that love again, and just knowing that you're going to do it different, because the Hangman is wisdom, right? And so the 3 is saying, hey, you've been through heartbreak before, but you've been through great triumphs in love or having a deep connection. And Temperance is saying, hey, there's a balance here. And so what you need to figure out is where that balance is. And even if you're looking to reconcile, it's the same thing. Is this going to turn out to be heartbreak and total despair if you guys never talk again? Or do you know that there's somebody out there that could spark your curiosity and you could have something different with? So the 3 of Swords is a very painful past. It can be, it can even be, you know, somebody you love dying. It can be watching your parents divorce. It could be you getting divorced. It could be, you know, having to separate your family and separate kids. And so it's a very, but I feel like you're almost using that to turn around the possibility of having that connection, but making changes, making it different this time. You know, putting your heart into it, but not putting your soul into it just yet. The next card you have is your distant past, or sorry, your recent past. So over the past few weeks, past month or so, and you have the 6 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups is about nostalgia. This is about revisiting childhood. So I definitely think that some of you have been looking back. And it doesn't even have to be as far as your childhood, although you could be reminiscing, if you're single, on like if you had a grandparents or aunts or uncles or your parents and they had a successful marriage or successful relationship. This month you may be saying, okay, how do I get there? How do I compromise with what I want and what's good for me, and, you know, polish that into something that could be a good relationship? What do I need from somebody to be the best person I can be? And what can I give to somebody to make them the best person? Because you either had a really good role model, or at one point you had a marriage or something that was stable. It didn't last because obviously you're single and, you know, you're looking for love or you're looking to date, but you're revisiting the past. And so I think this is what's turning this around. This heartbreak and despair, you're looking at it going, but there were really good points. Or maybe if your parents did get divorced, they got remarried, or one of them got remarried, or they both got remarried, and they had really good, solid relationships. And maybe you've repeated that pattern and you've gotten divorced. And now you're going, okay, I know that I can do this again. I know that I can revisit this again. I know that I can find love again. It can be positive. It can be healthy. It can be happy. As long as I figure out how to get away from being in a situation where that could be the outcome. If you're looking to reconcile, this is you looking towards the past with, you know, this person and feeling nostalgic, remembering the good times. So there definitely is something that has sparked you with this. And you know what's very interesting, Capricorn? It makes me almost feel like you maybe have been dating and then this person has come back into your life, or you've come back into theirs, or you've heard about them, or you've seen something about them. I'm not quite convinced that this person is the person that you've most recently broken up with. It may even be you find out that somebody you dated 10 years ago just broke up with their, you know, husband or wife, or you find out that, you know, somehow like somebody you were really connected with wants to reconnect. Maybe somebody came back as a friend to you and you're going to find out that, hey, they are no longer married, or they never got married, or whatever the case may be. So it's very interesting, Capricorn. This person may have kind of come out of the blue and now you're going, oof, I don't know. And it could tie into this. It could be that person broke my heart. I don't even know if I can give them the time of day, but you're still interested. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months and towards the end of the year. And you have the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands is about achievement. It's about pride. It's about feeling good about decisions you've made and kind of like a victory, personal victory. So if you're single, this is about you're going to meet somebody. Now, do I think it's going to be your twin flame, and do I think it's going to happen immediately? No. I think this is going to come kind of over time, but you're definitely going to achieve your goals. And like I said, you're coming in really understanding what it is you need and what it is you want and what it is you're willing to sacrifice those things to bring somebody into your life. And you're going to meet somebody that you're going to feel kind of, I'm proud to have them in my life. I feel victorious. I finally met somebody who can, that I can bring into my life. And I feel like, and because you don't want to feel like you're sacrificing anything, right? You want to feel like you gained something and it made your life whole. And I think that's where the attitude is going to change this month and going into November. Again, do I think it's going to happen overnight? No. But this ace that we'll talk about later, it's definitely coming. And probably in the next month, I would say month to 2 months, but we'll go from there. And like I said too, patience, temperance is saying have patience, moderation, balance, calm, collected. If you're looking to reconcile, I think you're gonna reconcile. I don't know for sure, because I think there might be still some of the blame game going on a little bit in the beginning of the month. But I think over the next few months, if it's what you really want, you're going to get there. That's what the 6 says. If you really want this and you set your mind to it and you're positive about it and you really look into it and you're mindful about it and you communicate well, then the possibility is very real that it could happen. The next card you have is Strength. And this is your immediate future. So this is throughout the month of October. I love the Strength card. This is all about patience, so that ties really well into the Temperance card. The Strength card is self-belief, control. So if you're single, you are going to have patience. I don't think it's coming in right this month, but I think it will come in by the end of the year. Strength is definitely saying, hold on, you've got this. You can get what you want. Be strong, knowing that this is not always going to be the outcome that you're going to get. But would you rather, that cliche saying, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. And I think that's going to be kind of the mentality you're going to have. But again, I think there's this push here. Either somebody or something happened. Maybe you haven't felt good about yourself in a long time. Like I said, maybe you started a new routine. You got a new job. You're working out. Something, or like somebody said to you, you're a great person. You're an amazing catch. Why are you not dating anybody? And you may have kind of given up on the whole idea. But I think that you're going to persevere. And the Strength is saying, have the confidence, have the self-belief, but keep it in check. Have the control over it. Don't let it get chaotic. Don't let it get too whimsical. Don't let people tell you what they think that you want to hear, and then you feed into it, and then you get that heartbreak. So just be careful with your heartstrings and give them to somebody who's actually going to take care of them and cherish them the way that you deserve. If you're looking to reconcile, you have the control of this. This says, look, you can have what you want. If you want this person back, you can have them back. But you have to have the wisdom, make the sacrifices too. They do too. Again, I'm not saying, Capricorn, this is your fault by any means. I'm just saying you have to, you have to take your responsibility in it as well. But believe that if what you truly want is to reconcile, you can get there, because the Strength this month and perseverance is amazing. And again, these 2 cards are just kind of blowing the whole reading up. So we'll get to those in a minute. All right, the next card you have is any external factors throughout the month of October, and you have the Knight of Coins. Now, this could come in the beginning, the middle, the end. It could hit one day, or it could feel like it's the whole entire month. But the Knight of Wands is, the Knight of Coins is, you have the Knight of Wands here, that's why I said that. The Knight of Coins is somebody who's working hard, due diligence, and that is what's going to pay off for your future. So if, I'm going to start with reconciling here. If you put in the work, and you put in the due diligence, and you're cautious, and you're dutiful about it, and you take time, and you communicate, and you don't focus on, you did this, and I did this, and I put all my energy in this, and I sacrificed all my time, and you didn't. If you're not doing that tit for tat, and you can come into it saying, I believe we're good together, I know that we could have a future together, then the Knight of Coins is saying, work at it. Even if you have to go to counseling, or even if you have to, bite your pride and be the first person to say, I'm sorry, or I messed up, you will get the victory you want, but it's going to take some work. It's not going to happen overnight. If you're dating, it's very similar. you put what you get into the universe back, right? So if you put out there that you're looking for somebody genuine and you're behaving in a genuine way and you're being completely open and completely transparent with people, you're going to see that come back. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to get people who are idiots or you're not going to get people who jerk you around. That's how dating is nowadays, and it sucks. But this says that if you're cautious about it, if you're methodical, if you pay attention to the signs, if you pay attention to, you know, what makes you feel good, people who go out of their way to get to know you, people who put a little more energy in actually getting your attention, then you're going to see, you know, a reflection of something bigger than yourself, something moving in a direction that maybe you never thought you would possibly find again. And you have 2 knights here, which is very dignified. You know, it's very good energy. So that's definitely a plus. All right, the next card you have is the Knight of Wands. This is your internal factors. So this is throughout the month of October, how you're going to feel. This could also come in through the whole month or could only happen one day. But the Knight of Wands is somebody who is charming, energetic, charismatic, funny. So if you're single, you're definitely going to be showing off this side of yourself. But I think that it's going to take this spark or whatever's kind of going to kick you into feeling the strength and feeling the hope and the possibilities of it. And you're going to unleash this confidence side. You're going to feel, because you have confidence cards all over here. So you're going to be feeling this Knight of Wands profusely. You're going to feel like, you know, the people you meet, you're just going to kind of feel like you belong. Like you deserve that chance and that you're going to get that chance and that you want it and that you're going to meet somebody who's going to bring out the best side of you, and you're going to find that you're really charming or that you're very endearing this month. You have a lot of energy. You're just kind of go-getting it. And in dating, that's really the attitude you have to have, because if we take every bad experience or every negative or every turn down or every shut down and we engulf that and think, oh, woe is me, then you're just not going to find it. And if your confidence level is down, that reflects, and then it's not as attractive. So I definitely don't think you're going to have that problem this month, Capricorn. If you're looking to reconcile, you are going for it. So if you need to reach out to them, you need to reach out to them. You know, go the extra mile. If they need to reach out to you, they're going to come at you with the extra mile, but you need to embrace that. This is saying now is the time to be daring. If you want them back, and if it is some high school sweetheart or if somebody you haven't heard from in a while or somebody you thought it was done, put it out there. Put it all out on the line. Feel that fearlessness, because the momentum here is that you will reciprocate that in a very good way. The next 2 cards you have are your hopes and fears for the outcome of October, what you want, what you worry about, and you have the Wheel of Fortune, and your outcome is beautiful. This is the Ace of Cups, and this is your outcome. We'll get to that in a minute. I know you've been patiently waiting. So, the Wheel of Fortune. This is about change. This is about destiny. So, if you're dating, you are hoping that the wheels of change are coming and that you are going to meet somebody you're destined to meet. Which, if you believe in destiny, great. And if you don't believe in destiny, you can just chalk it up to changes in the type of people you're meeting and seeing the future being able to see the future with the people that you're meeting more clearly than ever, being able to see that possibility more clearly than ever, because I really feel like I said, you've come to the month now ready to take another stab at it. And I think this time you're going to see that things have changed, that you're changing, your attitude's changing, and the people are mimicking that change as well. So the people you're meeting have that same energy, that same ferocity, that same confidence. And that's going to be really positive for you. If you're looking to reconcile, this is all about change too. This is all about, if you want to make the changes to succeed and your partner needs to make changes on their end, this can happen. If you guys do it in a peaceful manner, if you do it in a collective manner, if you cooperate on it, it will go well. The wheel has different sides though, right? So if you guys finger point, if you start arguing, or if you guys aren't just open and communicating thoroughly and seeing the bigger picture of what could be, then the wheel could go the opposite direction and may shut you down. I don't think that's the case, because you have the Ace of Cups. So if you're looking to reconcile, the Ace of Cups is about beginnings. It's about friendship, love, excitement. The Ace is one of my favorite cups because it's one of the biggest love cards in tarot. You've got the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Lovers, obviously. But I think that this patience are going to play a big role. So if you're looking to reconcile, don't push this. Don't turn this wheel faster than it needs to go. If you need time, if they need time, if you have to take baby steps, do it, because the end result will end up with beginnings. These are new beginnings. This is excitement. I think it's new beginnings either with somebody you haven't heard from in a long time, somebody that you've maybe been thinking about a lot lately, or somebody you recently broke up with that you're missing a lot and you have a deep connection. The beginnings are there, the possibilities are there, the achievement of getting what you want, succeeding in a healthy, happy relationship are all there. Don't push it. Take your time. Take responsibility for your half. They need to take responsibility for their half and try and move from there and build on something else. And you may even find that you'll become really good friends. And maybe you weren't, maybe you were lovers and in a relationship, but not like really close friends. And that may be what develops before it pushes back into something long-term or pushes back into love. But the possibility is definitely there. And you're one of, like I said, one other sign that had positive possibility of reconciliation. Maybe there were two. The rest have been really up in the air, very wishy-washy. So that's good news if you're looking to reconcile. If you are single, this is a beautiful card as well, because this is same thing. For those looking to reconcile, for dating, it's the same thing. This is new beginnings. This is love, love, love. This is friendship. This is new opportunities. So, like I said, I don't think that you're meeting the one in October. However, if you don't meet them by November, December, I would be really, really surprised. And you have some really good wand energy here, which could be fire, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But you're ending with the Ace of Cups, all about love, and cups are water. So it could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So, I mean, you have swords too, which is air energy. So, I mean, there's a plethora of possibilities here. You even have the coins, which is earth energy. But this ace really makes me wonder if it's going to be a water sign that you're going to meet and start dating. Like I said, I don't think that you're going to find the one this month. I think it's very close around the corner. So that's going to be good. All right, really quick, I'm going to clarify your outcome and your distant future. In these cards are popping out. And for your outcome of the month, you have the Magician, which is fantastic. I love the Magician card. And for your distant future, you have the Two of Coins or Two of Pentacles. And that's also a very positive card. So for your outcome, you have the Magician, which means you can make anything happen that you want. You put in what you're going to get out of it. And so, you know, he's turning water into wine or whatever. And the Magician is very positive. This is about making your dreams come true for the most part. So if you're single, you have the ability to control. It goes along with this month. You have the ability to control the people that you date, not control them physically. Control whether or not they're good for you, whether or not they're genuine people, whether they treat you right. So this is basically saying it's in your hands. You have the ability to accept responsibility for who you're dating. You have the ability to say, you know, I'm not going out like that. I'm not going to date somebody who doesn't treat me well. I know what I'm looking for. And I'm just not going to play any games. And I'm going to make this happen. And this is all about feeling confident, which you have a lot this month, Capricorn. If you're looking to reconcile, this is the Magician too. Poof, make it happen. If you want this, you can make it happen. Patience, as I said, this is just raining all over your read, is patience. But the ability is there. Your ability and the ability for this to come together is very strong. Just make sure, you know, the other thing too is make sure that it's what you want and make sure it's not like whimsical, but I don't see that being whimsical. I mean, it could get a little whimsical if it is somebody like from your high school or, you know, from a long time ago. It may be a little wishful thinking, but I think whatever you want this month, Capricorn, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, it kind of feels like you can get. The last card you have is the Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles, and this is for your distant future. And this is about change. This is about balance. Gosh, you have a lot of balance, patience cards here, because the 2 is priority. So if you're single, you're definitely making dating priority, and specifically, I believe, one person. Again, I think it may be closer to November, December, but this goes along with the sacrifice of the Hangman. You are going to make somebody a priority. They're going to fit in your life. It won't feel like a sacrifice. You may have to sacrifice in the beginning to date because you're kind of like, oh, do I really want to do this again? But in the end, it's going to feel like not a sacrifice. It's going to feel like a priority. This person is going to take precedence in your life, not over your life. You might have kids or pets or family that are really important to you, that have a lot of significance and take up a lot of time in your life, but you enjoy that. This person's just there to add extra flair. This person's there to add extra comfort. This is also about, like I said, balance. And so you may feel like a tug here and there. They want to spend more time with you. You want to spend more time with them, but you do have priorities, but you're going to find yourself being able to balance it all out. And it's going to be a big change, like a really big change. I think it's going to be somebody pretty special. And Cap, like I have repeated 10 times because I tend to repeat myself, this is making me think it's been a while. And so there's a big change coming. It could even be like the beginning of next year, you guys are moving in together or talking about moving in together. If you're looking to reconcile, this is change, but change for the better. So change for, you've got this. You've got the hope. You've got the strength. If you want it, you can get it. But as I've said, repeating myself again, you have to make the changes. And you have to make it a priority too. Because I think with you looking to reconcile, you've also kind of been like, well, I don't know how much more time and energy I'm going to put into it. I'm kind of done. I'm not getting the results I want. And they may be thinking the same thing. So if you guys agree, like over the next month or two, to make it a priority, to build on the friendship, build on the love, build on the relationship, it's possible to reconcile this. And for all you know, it could be somebody coming in from 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and you may find that, hey, that long lost person is the love of your life. So, all right, Cap, I will see you next month. Take care.